Okay. Uh, Coming back to the presentation. Okay, when we talk about this liver fluke, सबको दिख रहा है ना slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So coming back to liver fluke, जैसे मैंने कहा, these are the endoparasites. So इसके adaptation क्या है? इसका body size reduced है. तो इसका body किस तरीके से reduced है? It is very flat in size so that it can accommodate in the organ of the host animal. If you see the body, they have simple digestive system and they basically feed on the blood of the host animal. So अगर वो feed directly blood suck कर रहा है तो उसे कोई complicated digestive system की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है, because it is going to get directly the nutrients from the blood of the host animal. The anterior end, the top end, which is the anterior end, is the oral sucker opening into a mouth. There is going to be a sucker like structure which is the opening for mouth. Inside the mouth it leads to a small pharynx which is followed by extended intestine that runs through entire length of the body. If you see these whole so some kind of extensions सब कुछ दिखाई देंगे यहाँ पे. These extensions are nothing but the intestine itself. The intestine is heavily branched and the anus is absent in this particular animal. Okay, instead the intestine runs along an excretory canal that opens at the posterior end. Okay, so coming back to this picture, this is the oral where the sucker is present, the mouth portion, followed by these pharynx. Okay, इसमें ये जो pharynx है, in one of the stage, this pharynx is very well developed in such a form that it is called as suctorial pharynx. It will help attach to the animal and suck the food from the animal easily in that particular larval stage. So now you can see the intestine, it is running throughout the body of this animal. Here is the and here at the end you can see a small opening. Okay, and that opening is the excretory bladder, and at the end, and that is the canal. You can see here canal is here, and at the end एक छोटा सा hole open होगा which is called as the excretory pore. These animals are hermaphrodites. What is hermaphrodite? The one which have both the reproductive organs, that is the testes as well as ovary. So here you can see the uterus and the ovary, as well as you can also see seminal receptacles and the testes present in this animal. So these animals are hermaphrodites. They undergo cross fertilization. They normally don't go for self fertilization, but preferably cross fertilization. But where does that take place? It takes place inside the body of the primary host animal. Now primary host कौन सा इस animal का हम लोग आगे देखेंगे. Now when I'm saying primary host, which means there is also going to be an intermediate host in this animal. There are going to be two hosts. So these animals are digenetic trematode, because दो host animal है इनके पास, we call it as a digenetic trematode. I prefer तुम लोग side by side notes भी लेते रहो. Okay, so that it is easy for you to grasp कि last lecture में क्या हुआ, हमने क्या पढ़ा. So I recommend as तुम GC का lecture देख रहे हो या फिर हमारा online lecture हो, you know maintain a book जैसे तुम लोग college में maintain करते थे. You can write down हर lecture में हम क्या पढ़ा रहे, at least in short, because the points are displayed in front of you, so you can just see it and even write it in short. What are these points? Okay. So coming back over here, these animals are digenetic trematodes. So talking about the life cycle of liver fluke includes two hosts. The primary host is sheep, goat, cattle, and men. The secondary host are pond snails. That is called as limni. It reproduces by cross fertilization in the primary host. The primary host कौन है? Sheep, goat, cattle, or men. The adult fluke lays thousands of eggs at a time. Now again, coming back to adaptations of endoparasite, हमने पढ़ा था, they lay a large number of eggs, and दूसरा ये कि उनकी eggs capsulated होते हैं. So adult fluke lays thousands of eggs at a time that are passed out through the excretory pore. जैसे हमने देखा था, उनका कोई दूसरा opening नहीं है. They either have a mouth and they have a excretory pore that is present. So these young eggs which it is going to lay from that excretory pore which lies on the posterior end of the body. So from this particular pore area, it is going to lay down the eggs. How are these eggs looking like? These eggs are ovoid, yellow brown, operculated. Operculated मतलब एक छोटा सा operculum होता है. फिश में तुम लोग ने देखा रहेगा गिल्स के लिए operculum होता है एक छोटा सा ऑन द लैटरल साइड. तुम्हें देखेगा हम ओपन जब भी फिश खरीदने जाते हैं हम उसके operculum को ओपन करके चेक करते हैं फिश फ्रेश है या नहीं to see the gills. Okay, so that part is called as operculum. Similarly, in these eggs also there are small operculums. If you see this picture over here, this part, you can see small opening like structure, so that is called as operculum, and that is why we call it as a operculated. The eggs are operculated, and the size is 140 mu meter or up to 80 mu meter in size. So now in this picture you can see this is the whole egg. Okay, and from the operculum the larva is getting out, the young ones, it is hatching out from this particular egg. Even in this picture you can see how it is opening the egg and the larva is coming out. Can everyone see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Moving ahead, the eggs passes out via bile duct into the intestine. They are eliminated with the feces of the vertebrate host. यानी कि ये जो eggs होते हैं ये animal यानी जो primary host, जैसे मैंने कहा where are they going to copulate? They are going to copulate in their primary host, and primary host के bile ducts में जाके वो reside करते हैं. Okay, they go and reside in the bile ducts of the primary host, and once they lay their eggs there, those eggs are going to pass through the intestine, and from the intestine they are going to pass out by the help of feces. जो भी stool हो, from the stool it is going to pass out from that particular primary host animal, whether it is a cattle, cow, sheep, goat, or even human being. Further talking about the life cycle, once the eggs hatch out, okay, there is a young ones or the young larva is going to come out. That young larva is called as Miracidae. Miracidae, it is here. You can see this picture here. This is the Miracidae. It swims freely in the water और any moist surface. जैसे ही वो egg से बाहर निकलता है, either उसके आसपास पानी होगा तो वो पानी में अपने आप को float करता रहेगा, freely swim करता रहेगा, because छोटे छोटे ऐसे flagellas and cilias present है उसके body में. Okay, it is ciliated body. So it will swim in the water body. And secondly, अगर पानी नहीं है तो moist plant है कोई या soil particles है तो उसके ऊपर जाके वो rest करेगा. But the area has to be very moist in nature. The Miracidea is a ciliated, non-feeding larva. These larvae need not feed because they have yolk sacs present, so they will be having the nutrients coming from that. Under favorable condition, it escapes from the egg cell usually through the operculum. जैसे मैंने हम लोग last picture में देखा था कि operculum जैसे उसे लगता है कि उसकी conditions आसपास अच्छे हैं, it has some water body or moist area, it will come out from that operculum and escape into the environment. The Miracidea is elongated, covered, and it is flat and it has ciliated epidermal plates. If you see the outer lining, you can see small cilia present on it. So this is the diagrammatic view of Miracidium. Okay, you can see cilia all over the body of this animal. At the anterior tip of the Miracidium is a flexible apical papilla with sensory organ and 3 secretory glands, the apical gland and 2 lateral glands. So one is the apical gland and the 2 lateral glands, which secrete material at the tip of the papilla during host penetration. यानी कि जब भी उन्हें कोई host मिलता है तो वो host के अंदर penetrate कैसे करेंगे? In particular glands, ये 3 glands जो present है, apical gland and 2 lateral glands से जो secretions आते हैं, these secretions come out from the apical papilla and it will help that animal to penetrate into the host animal. During penetration, the papilla becomes partially invaginated and secretion from the glands are captured इन द डिप्रेशन, यानी कि वो ऐसे कप लाइक शेप में चला जाता है। अभी वो ऊपर दिख रहा है आपको, अगर आप लोग ने इस डायग्राम में देखा रहेगा आपको वो ऊपर दिखेगा, लेटर ऑन वो अंदर की तरफ चला जाएगा, एक डिप्रेशन क्रिएट होगा एंड पूरे डिप्रेशन में वो सारे सिक्रीशंस जमा हो जाएंगे, ऐसे वी शेप समझो, एंड उसमें वो जमा हो रहा है। तो जैसे ही वो होस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म उस सिक्रीशन के पास आएगा, उसके सेल्स रप्चर होंगे एंड इट कैन इजीली पेनिट्रेट इनटू द होस्ट एनिमल बॉडी। The papilla thus acts as a suction pump holding the megatherium to the site of penetration, allowing the secretion to exert both adhesive and lytic action. Adhesive यानी वो चिपकने में मदद करेगा मेडिसीडियम को होस्ट एनिमल से, एंड लाइटिक एक्शन इज जो भी सेल्स है होस्ट एनिमल के वो उसको कट ऑफ करना शुरू करेगा ताकि मेराजीडियम उसके अंदर एंटर कर सके। In addition to the sensory structures in papilia, there may be 2 or 3 anterior eye spots as well as lateral papillae on each side of the body. The mature medullae penetrates through boring papilla, वही जो apical papilla के बारे में बात किया हमने, so it will bore, जैसे boring कैसे हम लोग छेद करते हैं ग्राउंड के अंदर, similarly it will bore the animal skin and go inside and reach it, वो तब तक बोर करते जाएगा तब तक जब तक उसे होस्ट एनिमल का पल्मोनरी सैक नहीं मिलता है। इट विल गो टू द पल्मोनरी सैक ऑफ द होस्ट एनिमल, एंड कौन सा होस्ट एनिमल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं हम, पॉन्ड स्नेल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे। सो दिस इज लिम्ने विच इज अ पॉन्ड स्नेल। सो इसके पल्मोनरी सैक तक वो जाता है, इट विल पेनिट्रेट टिल इट रीचेस दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, एंड द मोमेंट इट रीचेस देयर इट चेंजेस इनटू अ elongated sac like secondary larva which is called as sporocyst. So from meracidium now it will get converted into sporocyst. So everyone can see this picture here. Okay, this is the slide microscopic structure and this is the diagrammatic view of the sporocyst. These sporocyst, it undergoes an embryonic development to give rise to the next type of 5 to 8 larval stages which is called as larva rhedia. It is a polyembryonic stage. It is also called as polyembryony. This is the rhedia. Okay, this third picture you here, you can see the diagrammatic view of rhedia. Rhedia has a mouth, it has a gut, immature seraceae. It may also produce daughter rhedias. Okay, so from one sporocyte, it can produce 5 to 8 such radiae larvae. In winter season, fourth larval stage is developed, which is called as seraceae. Each radiae produces 15 to 20 cerariae which are released into surrounding water body. So this is how the cerariae look like. These are free swimming heart-shaped larvae with the long muscular tail. You can see here. These are the tail portion of the larva which will help it to swim freely in the water body. The whole cycle is completed within a span of 30 to 60 days. The cerariae attach to water grasses or any aquatic vegetation which is present, and once it attaches itself to these vegetation, it will lose that tail. Okay, वो tail उसका degenerate हो जाता है. Losing its tail undergoes encystment, और जैसे उसका tail चला गया उसके body से, जो upper part रह गया है वो एक cyst में convert हो जाता है. These larvae now are termed as metacererae. Okay. Now these metacerrae will wait for the next host to come. तो अभी तक वो किसके अंदर था, पॉन्ड स्नेल के अंदर था, जो उसका सेकेंडरी होस्ट है. अब वो किसका वेट करेगा, अपने आगे के फर्दर डेवलपमेंट के लिए इज द प्राइमरी होस्ट विच इज अ मैमिलियन एनिमल. बट विच मैमिलियन? नाउ इन दिस पिक्चर यू कैन सी दिस इज द cyst form of the fasciola which is called as metacerrae. Okay, and the mammalian host which we are talking about is the cattle, goat, sheep, or even human being. Human being kaise? If you are consuming, if you're consuming the contaminated water body, if you're drinking water from a very contaminated water sources, okay, from that you can get infection of this particular fasciola. So now what happens when it enters inside the body of the mammalian host? Inside the duodenum of a mammalian host, so this part is called as the duodenum of the mammalian host, the metacerrae are released from within their cyst And why does the cyst open up? The cyst open up because of the intestinal enzymes. These enzymes will accelerate the cyst to dissolve and the larva to come out. From the duodenum, they burrow through the lining of the intestine into the peritoneal cavity, that is body cavity, and then they migrate through the intestine to the liver, and from the liver to the bile ducts. So in this picture, if you can see here, back here, okay, from this area, the duodenum, it will go to the liver, and from the liver at the posterior end, there is a uh, bile is present over here, bile gland is present here. It will go and reside in those bile glands. This picture is of human being, but similarly it will do it in case of any other mammalian host. Talking further, inside the bile duct, they develop into adult fluid. Human take time inside the human body. They take time to mature from metacerake into an adult fluke is roughly 3 to 4 months. These adults can survive in sheep for 5 years and 5 to 9 years in men. The adult fluke can produce up to 25,000 eggs per fluke per day. These eggs are passed out while stored into the fresh water. यानी कि जब भी ये animals you know they excrete the waste product. uh, okay, so this is how it looks like. If you cut off the liver part of the infected animal, you can see such liver flukes coming out of the liver. Okay, these is the big adult one, the adult liver fluke you can see here, and it will be laying the eggs inside the bile as well as the liver. So now this is a cyclic representation of the life cycle of liver fluke. So you can imagine the egg containing meracidium present in the water body. These meracidiums hatch and are eaten by the snails, or they enter into the body of the snail. As inside the body of the snail, it will enter into the next level stage, that is sporocyst. From sporocyst, it will get into redia. Redia later on are transferred or developed into cerarias. These cerarias will be released into the water body. They will escape from this host animal and will be in the water body. And once in the water body, after a period of time, they will lose their tail and get encapsulated. Okay, that encapsulation, that particular larva is called as metacellular. Metacellular cyst can be eaten by fishes, or it can be consumed directly by any other mammal who is grazing around that place, or by human if they are eating infected fish, or they're eating goat or sheep, or even if they're drinking the contaminated water. Okay, these human beings can get infected by that, and later on those metaceres will enter the bile and will grow and develop to a adult fluke. These adult fluke will again lay those eggs, and these eggs will be released into the environment. And similar, so this is the duodenium. From duodenium to the bile, from the bile it is going to grow, it is going to lay the eggs are going to go out with the excretory products. It will enter into the pond snail, and from pond snail it can enter to any other intermediate animal, and from that animal back to the mammalian species. Similarly, here we have a representation with cow. Cow, when the mud snails, or rather the pond snails, are releasing the ceraraes, these ceraraes will turn into metaceraraes, which will be eaten up by these cow or the primary host animal. It will enter into the liver, and once it enters the liver, it will grow, it will mature, it will uh, undergo cross fertilization and lay down the eggs. The eggs will come out will with the help of the excretory products or the feces of this mammalian animal and enter back into the system. So now talking about the pathogenicity. Before we go to pathogenicity, everyone, is it clear so far whatever I have taught you? सबको लाइफ साइकिल क्लियर हुआ है? कौन से स्टेजेस से लाइफ साइकिल में? यस एवरीवन? हेलो? Is it clear to everyone? Can anyone answer this? सबको क्लियर है लाइफ साइकिल अभी तक जो सिखाया?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, किसी को कोई डाउट लाइफ साइकिल की किसी भी स्टेज को लेके? किसी को कोई डाउट है? Okay, so I continue further since you don't have any doubt here so far. So now starting with pathogenicity. Pathogenicity is basically the diseases which are being caused by liver fluke. Those liver fluke are called as, the disease is called as fascioliasis. What is fascioliasis? It is basically where extensive damage has been caused to liver, and that condition is called as liver rot. Symptoms shown by the animal or the mammalian animal which is suffering from this fascioliasis is vomiting, persistent diarrhea, hepatomegaly with high rate of eosinophils, that is 40 to 85% rise in the eosinophils of the blood in the blood. The bile duct, they may interfere with passage of bile, causing obstructive jaundice. So the person who has been infected by fasciola will later on show symptoms of jaundice as well. If they so it is not actually jaundice, but it is because of the obstruction caused by these liver flukes in the bile